So I didn't actually put any links to this, so I'm not sure if this recording will appear later. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I'm doing as and when people come in. So obviously, apologies to anyone that didn't hear about this. I didn't plan it. It's I thought I had to refurbish a plane, so I thought, well, why not do it live? So, if you're watching this after the case, I hope you had a lovely Sunday. I'm just putting on gloves because I am going to be using some methylated spirits. I've got the camera here to have a look to see if anyone does join. I'll keep an eye out on that, and I'll also then keep the on the other camera, so you can actually see the keyboard here for it. But on the other camera, we actually have where I'm actually refurbishing this plane. Because it is live, maybe when somebody comes in, if anyone does come in, if not, I'm going to be talking to myself for a little bit, but I don't mind because I've got to refurbish this plane anyway. And so here it is. This is it's a molding plane. I've worked out it is between 1790 and 1807. It's you can hardly make out this mark, but you'll just have to trust me when I say it's a Marsh and Win one. Now, Marsh and Win is from York, and the Win at least was a Joseph Win, and he basically was an apprentice to a William Nelson, not Willie Nelson, not the country singer, but William Nelson, who was a massive plane maker in York in the 18th century. Now, that was back, I think they had them up at the Coppergate. So if you are ever in York, it's there's a shopping mall now there in a shopping centre now there in the in that place called the Coppergate shopping centre, maybe, or shopping mall. I'm not sure. Maybe it was actually a mall. Maybe it's been quite Americanized now. Interestingly, and going off on a little tangent, is we have Robert Bewley, who was from Leeds. He also apprenticed for William Nelson. If you are interested in old pubs, the Golden Cock Inn, which was, I think the pub was about 1640. So the 1640 was roughly when that pub was around, and Robert Bewley was actually the landlord for it and also a plane maker. And I actually do have, this is actually a Bewley's League plane that I had given a clean up the other week there. I think I've still got that video to post. Anyway, so so we've got Robert Bewley up at Leeds. I've got more information about that. I'll probably prattle on about that in another bit. So anyway, so Joseph Wynne was one part of the team, and he did actually work with some other people. So he did actually go as a Wynne and Company. Often that means when playmakers get to join forces. The Marsh was Thomas Marsh. And hello, somebody's came in. Hello. Sorry, I'm just having a little bit of a chat of where this plane has actually came from, and just filling in a little bit of information. So I'm talking about it's a Martian Wind plane. Oh, you're gone. Okay. I'll just carry on then. So anyway, so if you are watching this ahead of time, there was a lot of wee indicator and went, oh, one person is actually came to see it. Well, that was a little bit of a boost, but I'm all right with that. Anyway, I'm hoping they could actually hear what I was saying. So back to it. So Thomas Marsh was the other part of the team. He was actually located at Davy Gate, which is if you're down at Coppergate. Sorry, if you do know York, Coppergate, head up the road. It's going up Parliament Street, and I think you get to Davy Gate. I'm not sure what's there anymore, but probably would be some refurbishment at some point. So it probably is quite different. So yeah, so oh yeah, I didn't say where Joseph Wynne was. Joseph Wynne was from Bootham Bar, which is located towards the outer wall of the outer wall of York, which isn't too far from Davy Gate and Golden Gate, maybe about 5-minute walk. So you can actually visit around about the place for it. So anyway, yeah. So Bootham Bar, and that is basically a little bit of background of this plane. Now, the other mark that I've got on it is I've got T. Simpson mark there. I don't know if you can see it that well, probably not. But I've oh, hi Adam. Oh yeah, sorry Adam, that was my fault. I just decided impromptu to just give it a go. And I've just been blathering to myself that if it does get recorded, it can be seen a little bit later on. So yeah, so basically, I've just been talking about this plane a little bit here. I'll put it on this channel bit, and it's it's one that came from York, and it's what is a Martian wind plane, which were a couple of plane makers in this between 1790 and 1805. So it's I don't know if you know York that well, but basically they were located at Davy Gate, which is just along from Parliament Street, and also Bootham Bar, which is just at the gates itself. Yeah, it's really nice. This one I actually got from eBay as part of about 30 ones, and like as I say, it's an early one. One of the reasons that so let me just give a little bit of just to take out the wedge. I have pre-tapped it just to do it. So one of the things that you can tell from the earlier ones is see how the chamfer is quite straight. Well, the later ones typically have had more of a curve to them. So and there is something about what angles you can actually what angles are the chamfers and the distance in that. Yeah, I've not been when I've been to York. It's often been to go to the university, so I haven't had too much wandering around. I was there actually earlier this year, but before I got the planes, and I went along the shambles and such like. But yeah, so I think Bootham is a region of York that sort of does bits. So So like you'll get the three parts of the plane is obviously the wedge, which are probably the things that are most replaced. So I've heard, and often depending on when they were made will depend on uh, the the shape of them. So there's earlier ones I think were more circular, whereas the later ones became more oval. Um, I'm thinking, like, I'm not much of an expert on the beech or oak, um, and this is different to the other ones that I've been refurbishing, because if I look at the edges, I can't see any lines to it, which is making me suspect. So let me just get another one that I just did recently. So you see on, I don't know if you can see the details on this one that well, but you've got the lines of the end grain, maybe a little bit. Let me just check this other one. Oh yeah. So it's the radial marks. Uh, it starts with an M. It's just gone from now. So that would, I think, this one might be the oak. So it could be that it's beech, but I'll hopefully find out a little bit more as a sort of like go on for it. Maybe when I'm cleaning it, we might be able to see some of the details of the wood. Okay, so beech has little dark flecks. Oak has a wavy brown line. Okay, so well, let's start cleaning it up, and we can hopefully see if we can actually find anything out from it. Because what I've found is once I've started cleaning it, it started to actually reveal a bit more. So I'm just going to be doing a bit of methylated spirits on it. Oh, somebody else has popped in. Hello. We're just starting to clean up the plane here, and so it's just some methylated spirits. Bird brand, which seems to be one of the common ones, easy to get, and the I'm using a steel wool, using number 2 of the steel wool, so it's quite a coarse one, but I'm not putting any pressure on it. I was actually doing I bought a arts and crafts table, and or one I think is from the arts and crafts or arts and craft sales from the local charity shop, and that was like about 15 quid. I couldn't let it go, but that one I started cleaning that up with this bit, and I started seeing scratch marks on it. I was thinking, oh, have I done that? But it wasn't. It was I think it was from before. Anyway, let's start cleaning it, and hopefully this will. So you can. The good thing is you can actually be quite messy with this. You don't have to be um, too careful on it. So this again, this was woodwork. Was it woodworking masterclass? I think is the name of the channel. It's an Australian guy, and he did this method of the methylated spirit. So let's just give this a bit of a clean up. And I'm hoping that I'll do one side first, and then hopefully after I do one side, we'll wipe it off and we can actually see the difference between the two sides. So I have to say, I've found this actually quite relaxing, making it up. And if you see actually across this shoulder, you can see a load of other planes that I've taken out of um, my the drawer that had it and the shelf that had it, just to see if I which plane I was going to select to actually refurbish first. So it's so I chose this one because it's one of the early ones. As I say, it's roughly between 1790 and 1805. So you can see it, and yeah, I'm starting to see it. The dirt's starting to get removed there. But the also nice thing was that it was actually linked to another set of planes that I've got from Leeds, that are Bewley planes. Let me just wipe this off just now, just so you can actually see, so you can maybe see the grime of it. So let's just wipe that, and you can start to see how much with very little effort it actually comes off. I have noticed that you can tell often where people are actually holding it based on where the dark marks are uh, sat on. So let's continue a bit more of that. And so I'll try and get this dark splodge off at the edge as well. And then I'll do this area up at the top. So let's. So again, it doesn't matter if it spills. Again, I'm trying to remember the name of the Australian guy. I think he was a Tom. I'm going to go for a Tom as his name. And so what he was doing was, let me actually just move the metal iron out there. And let's see if I can get this edge bit there. So see this dark spot there? We'll just go back and forward just to try and see about getting it removed. And I'm not putting any pressure whatsoever on this. It's I always go by I know how many hands have been on that plane in the last 300 years. It's amazing it to exist, and it's also think about how many have been thrown away as just like little bits of wood. On I haven't found anyone can pass it on, and they just get thrown away. I've just actually spent about £50 on another 16, 17 planes. I don't know too much about them, but yeah, it is incredible. But if you think that the you probably would have got somebody having them for about 30 to 40 years at least before maybe I'm getting passed on. So what you're saying, if it's 300 year, oh well, it's 1790, 1800, so that'll be 220 years. So you could probably say, oh well, I suppose that you could say it's if it's 40 years per person, that's been passed on for about five 5 times. Of course, that doesn't count people that have actually been apprenticed. Because yeah, see how that's coming off. And as I say, I'm not being aggressive with it. There's it's you don't need to be aggressive really. It's just coming off with this methylated spirits. And the initially I was looking at oh, it's a Irish YouTuber that he's done a bit of refurbishment work. Young guy, wears a cap, and basically he was showing about him refurbishing a plane, and it was quite aggressive. And I was thinking, oh, it's when you're dealing with something of that sort of age, when it's a big block plane, that's all right because the block it's square, it's 90 degrees, and again, yeah, you could probably be quite aggressive with it. But to then like, so that they're starting to sand it. But if I was to sand this, well, one, I could affect the shape of it. The other bit is that you are losing the sort of the year of aging on it. Now I'm removing the grime from it, but it's only the stuff on the surface. All these extra little marks on it, they're all going to be retained. Anything that was on the feature to start with, they're all going to stay, and it's as I say, it's a very gentle refurbishment. I don't know if you call it a refurbishment. It's probably just more of a cleanup. Yeah. I think it might be on Reardon. Yeah. So he did one playing like very good videos in that, but like as I say, it's like for me it was just a little bit too aggressive, and oh, sorry, that bottle might be missing it out there. So I'm just seeing that there's a little darker bit there, and see how quickly that came off, and it came off with no effort at all, and yeah. So, but it's like, how do you sand or plane off it when you've got a lot more curved surfaces? And say the chamfer being one of the things that helps to age it. If you were to be too aggressive with it and change that shape to again, it loses something a little bit of that time. And um, so I was also uh, just when I was talking about the maker's marks, I can't remember if I said it on this video. Oh, can you zoom the overhead? Let's see if I can. Hopefully, it's just a case of pinch zooming. Can I? See, this is. Oh, can I actually? Right. Let me just see. Sorry, I'm just gonna tag that up. Okay. Okay. No, that's still zooming there. Let me. Sorry, so it's a new phone, and I've never done this streaming before. Maybe let's see if I can get it just a bit closer then. Oh, not that one. Right. Yeah, I'll try and sort out the zoom feature for the next one I do. It's I'm not sure if I'm going to get much closer. Let's just give it a try. Is that a bit better? Or is that a bit better for you? I'll try and as I say, before next time, I'll try and get a little bit see if I can actually yeah, right, cool. because what I've done is it's not just an extra camera screen. It's what I've had to do was log in as two separate users and that. I log in as two separate users, and then from that I'm then able to stream it. But I don't necessarily know how to change my camera on the iPhone while it's streaming. So yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to uh, work out how to their technology. They should be able to tell it. So you'll actually see as we've been talking, the this area is now starting to get the grime back on, uh, just because it's dried off. And so that's obviously all that grime that has been sitting on the surface is now starting to collect on it, and that's when you're actually just grabbing a bit of methylated spirit on a bit of a dirty rag or old rag. I'm sure my wife's not going to like it when I want to wash my rags in the washing machine, but it shouldn't happen too often. So I'm just giving that a quick wipe off, and then I'll start again back on the side. Yeah. So as I say, yeah. So I've managed to do it so I can use the same email to log in it, but I can't just I can't like it's not that it's a I can go for the two screens, which is a little bit annoying. I'm sure you can do it, but on the free account, I'm not sure if you can. Okay, so that's most of the dirty part done on the the surface type thing. So if I just give it the whole part a wipe, just so that it's all the same, it's all the same wetness, if you will, just to give it a look. So you can see it's all now. Sorry, there's an overhead light as well. All of it is looking relatively the same color, maybe a little bit more on this edge and these edges. Obviously, the edges are going to take a little bit longer just to get. So if I just turn that around, just so you maybe see it a bit better. Let me just turn this light just to see. Is that no? It's the overhead light that's affecting it. And actually, that light was actually working out quite nicely for me. You can see it just lights up that corner. All right, so if I just again just give this a bit of a wipe off. Well, that's a good idea about putting in the second machine. Um, the the only trouble is I'm not. This is obviously just. I'm not probably generating as much dirty overalls as yourself, because I'm sure when you were working on your bikes and everything, that must have created a lot of washing up with it as well. Yeah. So if we just actually compare, this is obviously what it looks like now, and that was how dark it was before. And that's what I mean. It's like after very little effort of cleaning, it does completely transform. Um, so let's see about just getting the edges done up as well, and then obviously this side too. Now you'll also notice on the back end side that you've got this little ridge here, and that's obviously where it's picked up a lot of dirt as the hands have clasped it, and obviously picking up bits and pieces from it there. The other interesting thing that I found that after I've cleaned these planes, is that uh, they uh, they feel colder. And see, so again, the guy said slop. I put the slop on. Um, so again, I'll clean one side first, and just so that we can actually see the difference on it. Let me just put this. Does that help? So I've got a light just here. I'm just thinking that if that might make it look a little bit brighter, but and it might just be my position, but that there's a circle print, and I wasn't sure if that was a fingerprint that I've maybe just removed. But it's very calming, this. The plane that you've got on your wall, did you clean that up? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So yeah, so it's interesting when I've looked at a lot of the the planes where the shops were. All of them are pretty much on the high street as well. So that's quite interesting just to actually see about how obviously we complain about the high streets all changing now, and but they've always been changing. Right now it's barbers and coffee shops and uh, tattoo parlors and vape shops. Uh, and I'm sure people complained when all the manufacturing, like all the iron makers, went out as well. But yeah, look at the difference there. Um, quite a big, uh, quite a big difference there. So yeah. Oh, you did clean up all four of them. Nice. Uh, did you do any particular method? Uh, yeah. Sorry. I think you said you've got a coffin plane. Or sorry, I'm going back by trying to think of uh, the video that you did with Brett. There was a small coffin. There was a jack plane. Was there two jacks? And then was there a joint? I sorry, so I'm just trying to remember, just going back from memory. Um, so it's yeah, so I've got a load of coffin planes still to do, in that I've got about four different ones to give it a try on. The bit with the coffin planes is or any of the larger planes like the jack planes and that, they all seem to be a lot more likely to get damaged at the opening. I've got one just here, so I think this one's actually all right. So I don't have any. Oh yeah, this one's an Atkinson. Oh sorry. Yeah, when I actually buffing the used buff with pistol grip, which was 7 gives a nice shine. Same method as you, two jacks. Yeah, great memory. Yeah, it's yeah. So I sort of I'm a visual memory person, so if I see something, I'm more likely to try and like I'm more able to recall it, if you will. So yeah, so this coffin plane is Atkin and Son. which they bought, Birmingham company. They bought up a lot of smaller plane companies. So them Marples obviously is one of the bigger ones that bought it. Yeah, actually, I'm just thinking. Yeah, this is definitely a lighter wood. This one is a much heavier wood as well. I suppose it's a bigger chunk too, but I've got this one to actually clean up as well. So this one's actually quite good because normally you'll see it at the normally you'll see it at the edges here, that basically it's either as the wood contracts, and if you've got the metal bit still inside, it can push against it and crack it, or people overhitting it to put the iron in. Yeah, but I'll try and have a little look at the buffer machine as well on eBay. Was that like a brand new buffer one, or was it was it a second hand one? So let's just give that a king. So you can really see how it does just come off fairly easily. Now, I don't know if you can actually see it, but there is a little brighter area there. So I've given it a clean off, but obviously I've not maybe I've not cleaned it fully, because there is still some light dark. Now again, that could have been somebody having an abrasive on their finger as it is, and it's possibly more, or it's just I need to go over a few times to actually give it a clean. But again, we're having a look and we're seeing how much lighter this is compared to here. So a lot of these ones we're sort of thinking, oh, this is a darker wood, but actually they are lighter woods, and it's just because of the years of grime on it. Yeah, good old Chinesium, yeah. Oh, nice. So it comes up with different bits and pieces. Right, I might have a little look up at it. You didn't buy like it as a 4 job lot like you did with your angle grinders, no? It's I sort of like point that out to my wife whenever she sees me buying another tool. Yeah, well, yeah, because yeah, I'm not wanting to completely remove every dirt thing, because again that gives the character, and that's why I didn't want to do any of the sanding, so it's still got the marks of the age. So let's get this side clean now. Again, you can see the uh, the dirt mark just appearing here. I still need to work out how I'm going to actually clean inside this area, um, where the iron is. But as it's when we're putting this on and just put it, yeah, you bought 3 of them, right? Well, at least you know that when one goes, it's you don't have to refind it, and it's still cheaper than a lot of the other places than that. And I did ask if I could get I did ask if I could get a shipping container put in the back garden, but I don't think that was going to happen. Our garden isn't big enough for a shipping container, but I thought that was brilliant. Like with it. Oh, a couple of other people came in. So the people that have just joined, This side is obviously the area that I've cleaned off. This side is to be cleaned, and you can see how much dirt is actually being getting removed. Very gentle clean with a coarse bit of steel wool. It's grade 2. I just got it at Boys. I don't know again if I don't know where Boys is actually located. Boyes. It's like they normally say it's a northern version of Wilco, but I spoke to somebody in the north and they said, oh, they hadn't heard of it. Because obviously we had Wilco disappearing down here, and the place where they were sat empty for so long, and then eventually Boys made an offer to actually go for it, and so we've got now a Boys, which is quite good. As I say, so I've managed to get the steel wool from there. They've got a whole host of different. They've got a whole host of different. They've got a whole host of different brands in that, but they do stock bird brand as well. So I got my Terps from there, and yeah, so I just said to turn it around so you can see the dirt at the ridge is disappearing. Yeah, I also just saw that Brett's just dropped another video, and I think it's came up as that he mentioned me. It just happened just before the live, so I'll probably watch it after this. Yeah, again, somebody that's got a really nice channel, Brett. I know you go on it as well. How he comes up with his ideas, he's so clever. It's that he's able to see the end product and just go with it. And it's just really impressive, and it's really nice watching them work. So I'm just giving this a wipe off now on that side. Right, so let's. I'm just going to give a wipe off of the edges, and I'm just like this bit has obviously been sitting with a bit of metal on it that I was able to just wipe off some of the dirt just with a bit of the dry rag. Oh, did he mention me in the song? Oh, excellent. I'll have a little listen to it. Yeah, it's he is incredible, and for him to come up with all these songs and that is a fantastic writer of songs as well. So it's, but I think that's just the type of person he is. Genuine. He can turn his hand to anything as well. It's really nice. I'm glad. Um, I'm glad I've managed to see his channel on that, and that's what I think I was saying to him with my last video, that it's probably one of the great things about doing the videos is the community, that of the people that watch, the other people that make the videos, and just see how much is just coming off from the top there. If I angle it this way, you might be able to see it a bit better. Yeah. yeah, no, it's the yeah, it's as I say, I was like it's something that I've really liked is the uh, community of the different people around. It's uh, and then of course a lot of this I've done the videos has came from initially when I started to chat to Rob on his videos, and it was we were talking about like about possible ways on how we could reach out to the community a bit more. And one of these things was a news group still, and we got talking about it, and then we decided to like I sort of went, all right, well maybe I should try and do some videos and just see what happens. And yeah, uh, the difficulty is actually coming up with ideas and that, but a lot of the time it's just actually just talking around it, and it's a whole bit of that you guys have all experienced a lot of things. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. He is like he is a master. Yeah. Actually, I went by I went by a bus stop the other day. Yesterday it was. I was walking down to get the veg in town, and as I walked down, it was there was a smashed glass on the thing that somebody's obviously put their fist through it. And again, that was the thing I was saying to my wife. Oh yeah, about Brett just coming along with a dustpan and brush, pulling up all that extra glass, and it became one of his light features in his little man cave. It was really is. So that's probably it for that side. So let's cover that one. So again, I'm just I'll go over it again with a little bit of methylated spirit just to actually get that off. Now, obviously, the bit that's been rubbing against the wood all the time is typically the most clean. So again, I'm just now wanting to just do this top and then this side with the actual maker marks in that. Yeah, it was quite like it wasn't as much glass as he was able to get up, but I was sort of tempted, sort of going, "Oh, should I also give that a try?" But I don't know if my wife would want me doing that sort of stuff, especially there. I did show her the video of him making his wedding ring out of the nut, and I did sort of go, "Is that something that I might be able to allow to do at some point?" In that, and she went, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's fine." So she was actually quite impressed with what he did with it as well. Um, I actually saw somebody else with a nut for a wedding ring um, not that long ago. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to remember where that was. Right, so I'm just seeing these lighter parts on the side. I'm not sure if these might have been paint or not. Um, it's coming off, so it might be paint. Hardly any effort to actually take it off. And that thing, because they're sitting in the garages, they can sort of do it. So you can just pick up paint. It's I've got a load of chisels as well that I need to go through and clean up. Yeah, so I'm just re-looking at the name. Sometimes whenever I look at the name, I sort of try and work out how I was actually able to see it was the name that I found out about. Um, so you can see it's not a well pronounced bit. I'll probably post a picture of it just more enlarged, or I might even try and see if I can get it a bit under the like if I can actually see this a little bit under the under an optical microscope. It's too big for my electron microscope. So right, okay. So let me just. So we're pretty much on the clean side of this. I'm just going over it with the bit of methylated spirits once more, trying to get that last bit of grime off. And this is what it's looking like so far. So the next stage, I'll uh, probably just put a little bit of the. Sorry, the next stage, I'm probably gonna just put a little bit of my gum terps, or sorry, genuine terps, and which is from obviously pine trees, I believe it is, and also that's mixed with some raw linseed oil, using raw. So uh, uh, using raw um, uh, is using raw, it allows it to actually get absorbed a bit easier, and whereas the boiled doesn't actively absorb. Again, this is learning it from what other people say. Yeah, it's really working for him. Plus, I've seen Mark's latest ones as well. It's he really plans his videos out well. I think Rob likes to fly by the seat of his pants, and he can he's got that like way of just being able to just make everything flow. And yeah, Mark, he seems like a meticulous planner in that, and yeah, really, really well that how well they've actually done. As I say, the all right. So Brian from Blethers, all right, Blethers from the Shed. I'm trying to think. Have I seen Blethers from the Shed? I might have seen at least one video. I'll need to double check that. But yeah, I'll have a little look just to see how he's cleaning up as well, because as I say, it's always useful to do it. So again, for the wedge, I'll be cleaning this up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to oil this first, and just so you can see a bit of oil getting on. But when I clean this off, you'll actually see how the wedge, there's the dark edge and the lighter edge. All of that dark edge is what's been exposed outside of the actual plane itself. This bit uncovered hasn't had anything happen to it. And also just the iron. I might not be able to get any of this done of it today, but look how wibbly wobbly the iron is itself. And again, there is somebody I think called Rough Cut, which I've just noticed his channel just now, but he actually has got a video on it talking about how to make an OG plane from scratch, which might be worth a little watch. But it's about saying about how you can spend, you've got time to actually shape it. You can be working with soft before you temper it at the very last point. Maybe it's not something that I'll ever do, but I'd love to actually just watch how it's getting done and made. And that's a lot of things. Sometimes it's not all about the ideas. It's just about seeing how things are. Right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe use a little bit of a cleaner rag for this. Is this the big one? That's the big one, so we won't be using that one. So all old t-shirts from what I've done, and let's just close up the methylated spirits, and let's put this on. So this is not onion salt, as the name suggests. It's a 50-50 mix of the genuine turpentine and also raw linseed oil. And hopefully we'll, so again, I'm just going to pour some on, and we'll just let that soak in as we clean that up. And no, sorry, I'm doing it with that. It's actually, it should be the what one grating. So again, this is just, I think, to help it absorb in with just a few of the scratches, just to make sure that it can actually penetrate. And again, I typically leave a load of it on anyway, just to see how much it will absorb. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit more in the top, because I think some of it was lost when I used that t-shirt. But I just love how much it actually starts bringing out the grain once it starts like entering the wood. And as mentioned, this chamfer, if you've got a younger one, you'll find that they'll start to be a bit more curved rather than straight chamfers at that side. Let's just give the top bit a clean, or top bit in oil. This is the edge with the name on it. Again, I might include a picture later on with showing the name showing up, because obviously this one isn't very well accented for the name, and I'll normally add a little bit more oil on the edges anyway, just to, because it does dry up much quicker. So when I put more oil on this side, I'll make sure the edges are done. This does have a number 4 on it as well, and there is somewhere, I think, in the book that I've got, it actually does run through about where those sizes are coming from. And that's, I do need to actually make up some more. But as I say, it's just a 1-to-1 mix, and yeah, this is a bit I love when you hit the bottom part, and it's those radial marks. Mendulum rays, is it? But yeah, so, and that's basically what I do with this plane. I've obviously got some little stray steel hairs, but that, once that's absorbed, I'll probably just give that a wipe off. So I'll just pop that over there just now. Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to definitely. Yeah, yeah. I know, it's especially as I've got another 16 coming, and that, and as I've actually got this really nice sideboard here. I probably should do a video on that at some point. If I just angle this down, this sideboard here, wait, if I, just to put the note on there, I'm not the tidiest, but this is a drawer that I've got one set of loads of planes is, but this one again, it was from a charity shop, and it was, the sound of the mechanism was really good, and actually on the top where there'd been either damage or on the where there'd been damage or there'd been a knot, they'd taken it out and put in a square peg for it, so it became a sort of feature. It's not in Japanese, it's not kintsugi, because that's I think kintsugi is the repairing with the gold lines for it, like say China with the gold lines. It's the kintsugi. There's another word for it where the Japanese will again put, like say, a bit of wood that obviously does not match the area that's damaged for it. So this one, I'm just gonna clean up with. One of the annoying things about the steel wool is it very easily drops on the floor, and I never can find out where it has gone. This steel wool's the 1x1. I can always grab a little bit more. Is it, or is it just behind? No. Yeah, so let me just pop that one there. And let me just get another little bit of steel wool there. Yeah, Mendeley rays, that's it. In oak. So yeah, so that one's likely an oak then. Again, I'll show the arts and crafts table that I got from the charity shop. It's a really nice one. Yeah, the the trouble is just trying to actually just trying to actually remember all this information, and it's obviously as you start out at something new, your knowledge starts, of course, off at zero, and then you learn a little bit at a time, and that's how you obviously learn, knowledge grows, and very soon you're sort of then going like using all the terms like, oh, this is a wedge, which before I probably wouldn't have known, like say, well, definitely not when I bought my first plane, I didn't know what it was. Of course, now it seems obvious that's a wedge, but when you don't know at the start, and that's when I'm at work, I'm training people on different techniques, and they might apologise for asking a question, and I'm going, look, there's no problem not knowing something. If you ask the first time, that's not a problem. If you ask the second time, that's not a problem either, because you might not have needed to know it when you actually found out the information. And it's all this thing of it's very gradually learning all this knowledge. And one of the, I'd say, one bit that I have is I'm probably all right, yeah. All right, okay, so it's more elongated for hardwoods and softwoods. Yeah, so actually the interesting thing is, I don't know if you, I can't remember if I mentioned it in the video, it's actually down to microscopes that we all call them cells, because it was Van Leeuwenhoeken who discovered the first microscope. He was a draper, a curtain guy, and he basically polished a little bit of glass uh, into a lens and put into a thumb-sized microscope. And basically, when he had obviously could only do stuff by drawings because there was no way to take pictures at that time because it's like 1743 or something. So a little bit older than these planes. And when he when he went to explain about it to other people what he saw, he actually said, "Oh, the 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 wood, it looks actually like cells of monks or an abbot in a monastery." And so that was it. It was because the cell nature of the monastery, of that box shaped look, that was the reason that they call them cells. And even though the human body cells are obviously don't resemble a monk's abbot or monk's room in a monastery, um, the name stuck. And so we call everything cells because of microscopes. And about that's what was actually seen. But yeah, there was actually somebody else recently did a video on wood identification. I think he was an American, and he was uh, obviously it was American woods, but he actually talked about different ways to actually identify the different ones. But the other bit is to actually create a little wall chart with little bits of wood, so you can actually tell the difference between the two, or all of them. Yeah. So again, this bit of wood, the wedge, doesn't seem like it's anything, and then you give it a clean, and it's got some lovely patterns on it, and we saw that in the coffin plane video that I did as well. And so if I just clean that off, yeah, yeah, and now I can say there's your pendulum rays. Uh, so yeah, excellent. Yeah, so I also just saw a video recently on now who was it that did it? Maybe it was Wright, the Wood by Wright or Wright by Wood. Wright as in WRIGHT. I think he did it on like doing uh, polishing up molding planes. I've also saw that Paul Sellers has done another one on the planes as well. So again, that I need to have a little look at that for doing the blade sharpening. And as I say, the other one that I've been looking at is Graham Blackburn. Um, so Graham Blackburn does is, I think he is British, but he's obviously been in America a long time. But I think it's New Jersey. I think he's from, and he runs lessons in that on traditional woodworking. Um, Caused a little bit of confusion to some people because he's had lessons of like learn about traditional tools, and they go in expecting to learn to make something, and he's going, no, I'm teaching you about where how all the tools are, and that wonderful presenter. And that I actually found out about him through Rex Kruger's videos, which I yeah, that's how they know himself. And yeah, Rex Kruger's videos, which again shows up in the feeds a lot of the time. And because it's shorts, it can be sometimes you get watching several of them. But I have to say, I quite liked. Oh, what's his name? He's very smart guy. Ah, like he does a lot of. He's done a lot of. It's. Ah, a flat cap with beard, and uh, he puts on a bit of a voice to make it more jokily. And that he was doing going on about lubing up your tools, which again he's done a few things of reacting to Rex Kruger videos. But yeah, I forget his name. Right. But and then again, just this side. Yeah, but no, well, thanks very much for watching. It's much appreciated, Adam. It's good to actually talk to you on the live side. Obviously, as I say, this was a bit of an impromptu one. Just I was going to be in the garage anyway, and I just sort of went, right, well, I'm going to be cleaning these for a little bit, so I might as well just talk through about uh, what regurgitate all this any information that I've learned about it as well. There's quite a nice group on um, quite a nice group on uh, Facebook that does the planes, and so I was talking to, or I was asking them because I couldn't tell whether it was what maker mark it was, uh, but it was because there's sometimes a retail mark as well. Is sorry. Oh, and this is a trouble that I have is I've got a bit of like I don't always see stuff. I sort of call it my object blindness. I swear that I couldn't find this bit of steel wool, and I checked on the floor; it wasn't there. And then as I was just cleaning it up, I happened to glance down, and sure enough, it was sitting there. Because it was just I was about to just get the put on the oil for the wedge, and I'm running out of this, but there should be enough to just finish this bit off. And I'll just pop that there. Yeah. So yeah, no. So it is fascinating to also learn about all these planes. So the one thing that I find for the jack planes and such like is they often don't have the maker marks on the actual planes themselves. Sometimes you get something on the iron, but I can have it that it's just there's nothing on the toe at all. So you just and it's same thing. It's the same person who I got the planes from included this marking tool, and it's got the user on it, A Crossland, but there's no other information on it, so I can't actually find out who it was that actually made one of this. Maybe it was they made it themselves. Maybe it was a standard tool bit, but again, I think this is probably it feels that it's. Oh, actually, no, I think that might just be our little mark. I thought I'd managed to catch a bit of light and maybe see who it belonged to or who. But I think it was just a trick of the light. But yeah, so this is it. So you can see it's got. Don't know if you can read that, but it's got A Crossland on it. Uh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it probably is age, but I think I've always been like that. Used to drive my mother up the wall, because also she'd say about going, oh, it's in the left hand drawer. I would open up the left-hand drawer, go back, and sure enough, it's not there. I go back forward, get back and forward, and then it's eventually she comes in, points it, and it's there. So what I often used to do is I would just keep opening up all the drawers until I actually found stuff to actually avoid a mother's anger. So yeah, but yeah, so I am actually trying to think about starting to make tool zones, so that when I'm working with tools that maybe go, no matter what, I put them in the same area. My brother's the same actually. That he used to when he did colouring in, he would open up his pencil case, take out the green, colour in the green part, put it away, and put back into the pencil case. Then he would do a bit of red, and then he would go back to the green, and like my always go, well, why don't you just put the green to the side, and then you don't need to keep going back into pencil case. And he's going, but then I'll know where it is, and it's true, it's true. Yeah, yeah. The marking gauges, starting to see about using them a bit more, because I've got a few nice rosewood ones as well. I'm assuming they're rosewood. They feel like rosewood. And also, I watched a really good video actually on somebody who makes miniatures of miniature replicas of antique furniture. And he went to the Victoria and Albert. I might have actually been on the Victoria and Albert channel. He went to the Victoria and Albert, and he took his measurement sticks with him, did all the measurements, and I think he was doing a 1/8 or 1/10 model. And he's on a mini lathe, and he turns barley corn legs for this piece of furniture, and then it's not marquetry. When it's like a mosaic with wood. Is it a marquetry? And basically he replicated this Edwardian table from it. He's able to go into National Trust or National Woodland Trust areas, and he's allowed to take some branches. Yeah, yeah. I suppose it's yeah, it is OCD. Yeah, place for everything. The trouble is, it's getting to that initial stage where everything's got a place, and that can be where it's a little bit more difficult, because again, I've got a lot of stuff that I haven't started making the changes to as well. But yeah, but there's a method of OCD that could actually help. Like my wife's got a little bit of it. She has to go like take a reading on the first of the month. Now she can't do it on the yesterday because it wasn't the first of the month. She can't do it tomorrow because it was the first. Today's the first of the month, and so it's that little bit. But everyone's got their little what we call quirks in that. Everyone always had them. It's just we start putting names to them now. Anyway, yeah. But no. Thanks very much for coming along. Hopefully we'll get a few other people next time. Hopefully I'll warn people about it the next time, and I need to give a shout to Rob as well to try and get another shed space in. Right, yeah, inlay would be marquetry. Yeah, yeah. So that was it. It was they were they were he was cutting out the patterns and inlaying it with oh right, yeah. So maybe it's an inlay. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm just now reading your comment a little bit more. Yeah, I'll I'll try and find the video on it. Reading the meter, the electric meter. So yeah, no, it's not a well, I hope she doesn't do all the spiritual reading type thing, because I could just tell her the future as well. Um, so sorry if you're a believer of the spirit world for that. So, but yeah, no, it's uh, yeah, it's I think there's like I've watched a little bit too much videos of the people claiming to be spiritualists being a little bit underhanded when they come to things. So I'm a little bit on the skeptical side. But if you ever watch any of is it James Randi's videos where he doesn't um, say that there's nothing such as spirituality and psychics, he's just never met one yet, and basically he had this ongoing feud with well, I'm saying feud. It was he disproved how Uri Geller worked in that as well, and they yeah, it's quite interesting. He's I think he did a lot of. He would never say that he was. Later on, he would never say that he was a magician. He was a conjurer. Uh, oh, all right. So your wife loves it. Love all that. Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. Again, you might like the James Randi videos because it's he'll uh, he'll set up the experiment. So what he'll do is he'll sort of say, right, this is you've made this claim. Okay, let's set up this experiment. Can you actually do it under these set conditions? And right up to the end, they will claim that they will be able to, and then yeah, definitely James Randi, yeah, and yeah, it's like. Uh, it's really interesting to see. And I think actually Penn and Teller were students of his, or at least colleagues at some point as well. But yeah, so he never liked later on the the term magician. He preferred to be called a conjurer because he went magic's not real, and it's all and when he talks about saying there's a difference between a magician and a psychic. A psychic is pretending what they do is real, and they are wanting you to think it's real. Whereas a magician, they will admit there's no such thing as magic, that what they're doing is not real, and the audience participant also sees it. Yeah, yeah, about debunking the Eula Geller stuff. Yeah, um, and what he said was, yeah. So it's basically sort of going, you know what I'm doing is not real. I know what I'm doing is not real, but we're doing it purely for entertainment. Whereas the psychics are often doing it for monetary gain without the other person knowing that they are being duped, type thing. They will not admit it for it. But yeah. So no. So it's great having a little chat, and I could probably keep going. It's but I suppose I better tidy up and like well, my wife's on the Bridgerton stuff just now, so I've probably got a little while before I'm looked for in that, and I've made a soup as well. Not the soup like Brett. I've done it in a pot, but yeah, for it. Well, oh, excellent. Yeah, cheers. No. So, yeah, no. Thanks very much, Adam. Much appreciated, and I always appreciate you leaving a comment on the videos. And I actually do read a lot of your comments on other people's videos as well. So you often get a little like, which I don't know if it shows up as a somebody has liked, but you might notice that there's more than the usual author like. But same with Sean. I love Sean's comments as well. It's you guys are a great team. You guys should meet up at some point to actually put faces to names. I don't know if how far away you live apart from each other, but it would be really fun if you actually were able to meet up as comment buddies. Right. So yeah. So I don't know if this will actually get posted up. Yeah. No. Good. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So I don't know if this will actually post up afterwards. But yeah, hopefully some people will watch it after, and if they're interested in seeing the information, the cleaning up of planes, I might try and do another one in a couple of weeks' time, or even next week. It depends. I suppose it depends what other jobs I'm doing. Right. Cheers, Adam, and thanks for popping in. Uh, yeah, yeah, excellent. Yeah, yeah. I think Sean also does a thumbs up on a few of yours as well. I'm sure because he does like reading it as well. All right, all right. So, all right. So, a lot bit of a distance um, between Wales and Lincolnshire. I really, I did a holiday in Lincoln maybe about a couple of years ago. I really liked Lincoln. There's a we actually went there about the same time, although unplanned, as the steampunk festival, and they had cancelled the steampunk festival, but there were still a number of people that had already booked there to go, and there was about 3 or 4 Americans going about in their gear and that. Yeah, I will let people know next time. Yeah, it's as I say, it just what it just took. Anyway, yeah, I'll leave it at that because it's coming up to the hour and a half. Okay, see you later, Adam. Bye for now.